This lesson is the first of two triangle inequalities lessons. Today we're going to focus on comparing sides and angles. Okay, so when we are relating sides and angles, it's important that we can identify which angle is across from which side. So we're going to look at our first triangle ABC here on the left, and I'm going to do some color coding to help us figure out which angles are across from which sides. So we'll start with angle A, and that's this angle right here. And notice that angle A is made up of or formed from the side C. Notice that's a lowercase c and B, lowercase b. It is across from the side A. So capital A is the angle, little a is the side. This angle is this opening here, how far, right, how wide open it is, how many degrees it's open. This side is a length. So this is when we're talking about if you walk from B to C, how far did you go? And then we can go ahead and mark angle B is up here. That's this angle, this opening. And it is across from side B. And side B is this entire side if you were going to walk from A to C. And then angle C is this angle here. And it's across from side C. And that is the distance from, A to B. Okay? The thing to remember is the biggest angle is always opposite the longest side. So they kind of go together. The biggest side is opposite of the biggest angle. The smallest side, that means that it would be opposite the shortest, smallest angle would be opposite the shortest side. Okay, so big goes with big, little goes with little, which means the one in the middle matches up with the one in the middle. And we're always comparing sides and angles. So let's go ahead and color code over here as well. Angle A over here. Notice they don't give us the side names now. That's going to go with side BC. Whoops, got off track a little bit there. And then B is this angle up here, and it's across from AC. And angle C is down here, and it is across from side AB. Now, if you would pay attention, right, angle A, we have a triangle. So this is triangle ABC. If we are looking at angle A, okay, angle A is across from side BC. If we look at angle C, C was green, angle C, it's across from side AB. So it's important to kind of recognize that pattern. It will help you. And angle B is across from side AC. So angle B is the angle. That means the other two letters are the sides. Okay, they're going to ask us to list the angles in order and list the sides in order. So make sure that you are paying close attention to which order, because they can say smallest to largest, or they could say largest to smallest. So I like to underline smallest because that tells me which order I'm going in. It kind of helps me remember. And here, they're giving us the sides, so they're asking us to put the angles in order. And remember, the angles are these guys out here at the corners. So smallest to largest, 24 is the smallest, so we're going to start with that. It's the side from J to K. So if I follow that across, remember my naming rule, I have triangle JKL. Okay, so if JK is my side, cover up JK, I'm left with L. So that means angle L is going to be the smallest angle. We don't have to know how many degrees it is to be able to put them in order. Okay, so then I have 26 and 32. 26 is my second smallest. It is side KL. So if you cover up KL, you're left with J. And you can see from the diagram, it's across from angle J. So that would be next. And then 32 is the biggest side, and that's JL. So if you cover up J and L, you're left with K, and you can see that that is definitely across from K. So my order of angles from smallest to largest would be angle L, angle J, and then angle K. They can also ask us to put it in descending order, which means highest to lowest. So if we're going to do that, when we look at the sides, we're looking for the biggest side first. So 13 would be the biggest, so that one's going to come first. It's QP, so we can see that it's across from angle R. Again, you can write out the name of your triangle if you want to use the shortcut rule. So 13 was PQ, so if you cover up PQ, you're left with R. 12 is the next biggest, and it's across from angle Q. Or you can say it's side PR, cover up PR, and you're left with Q. 5 is the smallest, and it's across from angle P. Okay, let's look at how to order the sides. Here they give us the angles, and they ask us to go from largest to smallest. This is descending order. So I have to find the biggest angle, which of course is going to be this angle B. Let me write my name out here to help me with my shortcuts. Angle B is the biggest. If you cover up B, you have AC left, which means if I go across from B, I should end up at side AC. Remember, when I'm naming sides, I have to have 2 points to name a side. Okay, so we've used 67. So now the next bigger number is 62, and that's at angle A. So if we go across from A, we are at side BC, or if you cover up the A in the name, you're left with BC. And then 51 is the smallest. That's angle C, which is going to be across from side AB. So this would be my final answer for this one. On the next one, they ask us for ascending order. So if we do that, it means we're starting with the smallest and going to the biggest. Now notice they give me 2 angles, but I'm missing angle F. I actually have to use the 180 rule in order to find angle F first before I can do anything else. So I know that angle F plus 51 plus 47 is going to equal 180. So angle F plus 98 equals 180, which means angle F is going to equal 82 degrees. So I'll put my 82 in here. And now I can see that for sure angle E is the smaller one. So we'll go ahead and write out our triangle name to help with the shortcuts. So if angle E is the smallest angle, then that means DF is the shortest side. And then angle D is the next one. So that is across, well, you could go across. I'm getting a lot of colors in here. D is across from EF. And F is across from DE. Okay, we typically put these in alphabetical order to make it easy for checking, but remember with a segment, if you reverse the letters FD, it's okay as long as DF or FD is in that first slot. If you put it back here, it's going to be wrong because then they're in the wrong order. Okay, so what happens if they don't give us a diagram? They give and they have expressions. So they're asking us to list the sides from greatest to least, and they're giving us angles. And remember, when we use angles, we know that they're going to total 180. So first thing I have to do is find my value of x. So I'm going to say 50 plus 5x plus 10 plus 5x equals 180. And 5x and 5x is 10x. 50 and 10 is 60. Equals 180. Subtract your 60 and divide by 10. Okay, now I can use this in order to find the measures of my angles. So I know that angle X is 50 degrees. Angle Y is 5 times 12 plus 10, so that's 60 plus 10. So angle Y equals 70 degrees. And angle Z is 5 times x, which is 5 times 12, which is 60 degrees. Okay, so I know x is 50, y is 70, z is 60. They want me to order them from greatest to least, so I'm looking for the biggest one first. It is triangle XYZ, so I'm going to go ahead and put my name of my triangle up here to help me with my shortcuts. Biggest one would be 70 degrees, that's angle Y. So remember, angle Y is across from side XZ. Now you can draw out your triangle if you want to find the opposite sides, and you don't have to draw, it doesn't have to be to scale. Just put your letters in here and go ahead and put your angle measures in. So X is 50, Y is 70, and Z is 60. Now I can see that 70 is the biggest and it's across from XZ. So either way, you can do the shortcut rules or you can draw the picture. The next biggest angle is angle Z at 60 degrees, so it's across from XY. And then angle X is the smallest, so it's across from YZ. Okay, and you're ready to do your check your understanding. Good luck, and the answer key will be at the bottom.